Hey guys, welcome back to some more Guild of Guardians. In today's video, we're going to be looking at crafting, and I want to talk about diamonds for a minute. Now, overall, depending on where you are within this game, depending on the heroes that you're getting, diamonds are going to have a lot of different utilities in a couple different ways. And really, where I am at with the Guardians, because we have picked up a couple of our Founder Guardians, which of course you cannot actually get in the game. These are Guardians that you do have to purchase, that you do have to put money into. But when you start looking at some of the core one heroes like Grizel, they are heroes that you can actually get in the game right now. And I want to check it out and kind of break down some of the heroes in here. And of course, looking at the build of the heroes though, is the gear. Now, fundamentally, we have finally gotten to tier 4 gear. As you can see, we have a mix of tier 4 and tier 3. I have neglected the tanks a lot. You can see we have been trying to catch up our gear. We have 2 pieces of tier 4, 2 pieces of tier 2 gear on here. And then, of course, with Priel, we have 3 pieces of tier 2, which means we have a lot of room for advancement when it comes to building out these heroes. And I really want to show you the difference between the gear and the gear levels. Even looking right here at the Soldier's Act, we have 5,000 attack, a couple other stats right in here, and we do have 4 stars on a tier 4. When you start getting down here, we're at 5,000 attack. You can see very similar with the tier 2. Now this is at 12 stars. That is the really big difference in here, is when you start looking at the attack. And a lot of these heroes, their abilities, especially when it comes to Priel, are based on attack in its entirety, which means the higher attack that I am putting on these heroes, because 200% of attack is physical damage. Even reinforced, we get the Sanctuary, which is going to be the sum of all Guardians attacks. So the higher attack that we're building up on these heroes is really going to make a big difference, because of course, looking at the gear, if this is at my 12 stars, if I had this at 12 stars and even going up one single level, astronomically or exponentially, really, it would be that much higher to build out, because you can see even here we're at 23k at 12, and here we're at 24k at 4 stars. And again, if we had this up to 12, we would probably over double the attack in here, which is kind of crazy. And it does have a lot higher substats, as you can see within here, which is the reason I want to get into the crafting. Now, again, looking at diamonds and looking at the summons specifically. So when you start looking at the probability of the heroes, the access to having legendary heroes is going to be different depending on, again, if you're purchasing the heroes or if you're going in and you are actually doing the summoning on the heroes. Because if you're doing the summoning, you want to do the summoning with the diamonds. You want to do the summoning with the summoning stones right up here. But if you're getting different heroes, essentially when you look at these heroes, or even looking at the list we have right here, looking at Anira, I have Leah. Looking at Thorit, not super effective. Ashwin, of course, if you are not putting anything into the game, Ashwin actually does incredibly well. Oxalis is another one that does well. Atticus, Tybor, all of them do well as Grizel. And then Anira does well. Thorit would probably be the one that I would kind of waffle on a little bit, just because of the availability within the heroes. Now, of course, looking at our legendary heroes, you'll notice right off the bat that we have a caster, a support. We do have Ashwin, which is a rogue. We have a support. We have a warrior, and we have a ranger or a ranged DPS hero. There's no tanking here. That is, again, if you're looking at your summon probabilities, there is no tank in here until you actually get to epic. And looking at the tanks, that Tizgrog right here is a really good tank. We used grind for a while, but the reason being you have the ability to actually go in and crowd control. That is one of the big things. And again, I don't want to get into the weeds too much when it comes to the actual summons. So crafting, this is the point where you have to do really 2 main things. Is when you're going in here and you're crafting, you can combine these boxes. Now, these boxes, of course, are going to be acquired depending on where you are within the adventure mode. As you go further in the adventure mode, I can actually combine these 2 higher boxes. You can also purchase these out of a pack to get these higher boxes, which is why I do have a couple of them, is because I did buy the pack that was in there. Now, of course, we are looking for tank gear. So this is going to be the very first box, as you can see right here. Either one of these will work the same, but that is going to bring up the tanking items that we need to actually forge when it comes to building out our tank gear or our strength gear. This is what we're looking to get, and we're looking to get some tier 4 out of here. And of course, you can use diamonds. This is where the diamonds come into play. You can see right here, 10 diamonds are going to give us 30 more of this energy. Available purchase left today. We can buy 10 of these. So we can go through, and as you can see, we can buy 2 more. That did cost us some diamonds, and I don't know how many of these I'm going to buy, but when we start looking at this and you want to make sure that you get this box. Now, of course, you have to pick up this box, because if you do not, the resources, or essentially the summons that you do in here, the box will not overlap. So what I mean by that is when we're going in here, using some of the energy that we have for crafting, and this is something I feel like I really did overlook for an extended amount of time, is when we start doing all of our crafting in here, you can see, boom, energy is gone. We're at 20 of 25. I'm gonna go in here, let's use a couple more diamonds, and then we will continue the crafting. Now, when we get to 24, 25, now 25, we want to collect the box. I'm going to do it one more time because you'll see one more summon, pulled one more piece, 25 of 25, boom, we collect some EXP. It did not carry over the 26, and we've said this before. It did not carry over number 26, which is unfortunate because we did lose one of the summons, or one of these essentially closer boxes to go ahead and build. Now, when our bags are full, you can combine the items in here, level 1, and of course, it's kind of a game with level 2 with level 2. Level 3 takes to level 4. Level 4 is essentially where you're at, because I cannot get it to level 5 as of right now. So it is locked. You can do the same with the stone. But over here, you're just going to have some more room, have to make some more room based on what you're building, based on where you are within the game itself. If you're starting to get higher levels, and you can see and really quickly how exponentially this could really go when you start getting, again, kind of into the tier 4, into the tier 5, into the tier 6. When you start exponentially getting into the much, much higher gear, it is going to take a long time to craft it, which is why I really feel that expediting the crafting in here makes a big difference. We're going to go ahead and spend some more diamonds. And of course, we get diamonds on a daily basis. We don't get a ton of diamonds, but we are still getting some. And at this point, really the big thing you're looking to do in this game, especially at this stage, being kind of in an earlier stage of this game, is the one thing you're looking to do is make adventure progression. That is the biggest thing. If you're going in there and you are making the adventure progression, that is where you do want to make all of your progression right now. And of course, to do that, I am going to have a lot more of this tier 4 gear, because we're not able to survive. We are just getting wrecked when it comes to the chest is on cooldown. You can see right here, we have a 3-hour cooldown on the chest, this little yellow bar that is above it. We do have a little bit of cooldown left right here on another 21 minutes. So we can actually not use this chest anymore because it is on cooldown. However, we have a second chest. That again is the part, or the reason why a lot of players were kind of questioning why we have more than one chest in here. What is the purpose behind it? It is because when the chest is on cooldown, you actually still have the ability to continue in here. And I'm going to spend a couple more diamonds. And I'm wondering if, yeah, we're going through quite a few diamonds. But again, this is on cooldown. We're going to have to wait. We have our backup chest right here, which can go ahead and continue, making sure we do this on 35. I know I missed it for 1 or 2 summons in there. But not only are we getting, and you have to remember, guys, not only are we getting a lot of crafting material in here, but this is giving us a ton of experience scrolls out of here, which again is very, very important when it comes to progression. So I feel like if I farm this up for at least the next couple days, I should have a really good start on what we're building, and being able to make progression again through the campaign is going to be very, very important if we're still looking to essentially go through the game itself, unlock the rest of the game, which is what we're looking to do within the adventure mode. Also going in there, and we've been farming a lot out of a few different game modes, which I'll show you guys in just a minute. But as you can see, that is about all that we have. What do we got? 2 more. We'll pick up our last 2 just for the sake of the video here. We'll summon these up. But looking at the ability to build these up, and again, it's very, very expensive. Even looking at the rocks, we do get rocks, and I'll show you a couple other places that you can get the rocks, because of course, that is the most expensive thing to get when it comes to crafting, is going in there. And again, you're falling right back into the campaign, and having the ability to make a lot of progression within the campaign is where you're going to pull a lot of these rocks. And we go to 4 level 4 rocks, which I believe is going to be enough literally for 1 piece of gear. Now, of course, if we roll this and it is going to be a legendary, that is going to be awesome. If it is an epic piece of gear, I'm going to show you guys in just a minute. So we go in here, we are always looking for advanced. That is the only way literally to build it. Don't buy anything that is out of the regular. That is just the normal, because of course the normal has 2 or 3 stats. You want the 4 or 5 stats. But going in here and building our 1 crafting right here, boom, it rolls, and we'll probably get a purple. Sometimes we do get a legendary, which boom, there we go, guys. There is a legendary piece of gear. That is going to be awesome. Now you'll also notice that these are in gold. So depending on where they are, the higher, the better. When it comes to the gold, those are some actually the ones we get. And that was a really, really good roll, because looking at Purell right here, or Priella, looking at the tier 2 level 12, boom, the tier 4 adds 4,400 power. Look at that, just straight off the bat, especially because we get this 15% boost. We have the vulnerability there, armor penetration, then of course some more evade, survivability as a tank, and we can level this up. So what I've been doing is actually going through, taking my gear just like this, and now of course we do have our tier 2 gear right here, but the old piece we had right here, which was our tier 2 strength weapon, I'm going to salvage this, and I'm going to directly move what I just salvaged over to the Guardian that I equipped with the new item. So again, looking here on the gear, we're going to level this up all that I can. 1, 2, 3. What do we got? 4 levels here, 5 levels here. There we go. So we did get 5 levels out of there. So let's level this up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now think about the attack. Now looking right here, guys, we're at 12,000 attack. Even here, we're at 5,300. Again, game changer when it comes to building up the tier 4 gear. And here, of course, again, this is a pretty bad build with the tier 4 strength. But even looking to gain another level in here, which I don't think we have enough gold, we're only getting 664 attack. That will take it to about 6,000. And again, look at the build here with 12,000 attack. I'm almost thinking I might just swap this. And again, we're going to have to play around with it, but swapping this to Cyrus, just that way we can have that massive attack on the hero. But again, like I was saying, to be able to farm everything that you need to craft your gear, it is coming out of here. And I feel like this has been a struggle. So when we start looking at challenge mode 2 right here, we went through and we did sweep this, but as you notice, it gives us these small material chests. And as you continue further in here, let's say to the tier 3, you start getting higher level chests out of here, which right here is our small level. But then we go into the Mire of Truth. There we go, guys. We start getting the tier 3 material, which is what we want. We want to farm this tier 3 material because, of course, it is going to take a multitude of tier 1s to get tier 2s, tier 2s to get tier 3s, and then tier 3s, of course, to get tier 4s. So if you have the ability to go through these, and as you can see, we can't finish out challenge number 2, but looking at challenge number 1, this unfortunately is not going to give us any of those chests. So we do have to get to the point, and you can see recommended level 105. We are a little bit far away from 105. We only have one hero that is actually in the level 100s to go through and finish this out. But if we can, this is going to give us the ability to farm out some of those tier 3 chests. And then again, as we continue and make progression through the campaign itself, we're down to the boss. Again, like recommended level 100. Haven't been able to get through here. We've tried it once or twice, but you can see, guys, it's all gray tier 3 gear in here. So definitely picking up that tier 4 gear is going to make a big difference for our team. And of course, if we continue this, if we're using some of the diamonds to get all of the gear out of there, I can make at least, I'd say at a minimum, one tier 4 piece every single day, which means in the next couple days, we're going to be able to maximize our tanks and put them all in tier 4 gear, which should allow us to make pretty much progression in any single game mode, which again, we're going to have to see exactly where they are. So, all right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.